another episode, Bites of Reality, where we are discussing the latest episode of Ready to Love. I'm Indira and I'm joined by Moy and Taran. Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Hello.
Hey everybody, how are you?
We're good, we're good. So you guys, we saw the episode and I know we have lots and lots of thoughts about it. So Taran, I'm going to let you start. You just waiting.
I was just waiting. I ain't gonna lie. This week was really interesting, and Moya, I kind of felt sorry for y'all. Y'all picking this in this one.
You
I just
really
felt
you
so
really
sorry.
like to rip on.
I just felt so sorry. I was like, Lord.
I felt sorry for him too.
No back to the basket. I don't know what that date was. If it was a date, I don't know what it was like. Was it a hookup session? Was it? I don't know what he was doing on the date. But every woman seems to be interested in Donovan at this moment. That Sabrina and Carmen and all those seem to be them more interested in.
Wow. It's good to see you. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I'm not going to stand still.
How you
Hello,
doing?
How are you doing? You're looking beautiful. Obviously, me being newer to the process, I really don't know what to do. So I'm going to just follow the outline that Tommy has kind of given us and kind of try to make these connections.
I don't know if everybody wants Donovan. I think people now are just getting to go on dates with him. But we all know that first date that first date is really just to kind of get your get your feet wet. Like we saw the great first date with Dickie and Eric, and then we didn't see them anymore. And then now the next time we finally get to see what's happening, it's a something went down that we don't know, that brings us, making me think of the Shiloh situation and the Phil situation from last season. Not that I think it's something like that. I think it's something a bit more inappropriate. I think it's something a bit more inappropriate. But like Taran has always said, Dickie can handle herself, so she probably handled it.
I don't want to have contact with him at this point. I think that he needs to do some reflection and growth on his own, away from me.
Even when he was bringing it up to Carmen, I thought, I don't like this. Like, I don't like that you're bringing up another woman, a situation with another woman, to a woman you're interested in. You don't do that.
Actually, which brought up some situations.
Really?
Yeah.
Elaborate. No, I want to hear the gossip. Give me the tea, baby.
So there was a date that was like a little interesting for me. She leaned in, and I did oblige.
How did you feel about that kiss?
So I can't say that I'm not feeling her, because I am feeling her.
And it's no judgment. I mean, you're supposed to go through the process.
If you're a person interested in several different persons, man or woman, you don't bring up an issue or a situation or whatever that you've had with that other person to this person. So I felt like he was almost trying to get ahead of it by bringing it up to her, like putting it in her ear, like, oh, she leaned in, and then they made it like, the commentary was that it was a kiss, but I was like, ain't nobody can make all of this big thing for a kiss. A kiss is a kiss. Like, they grown, they've been kissing each other, you know what I mean? So to me, it felt like it was more. So I was trying to figure out, like, when he said she leaned in and he obliged, I was like, well, what could she have leaned in to do?
Was I shocked? No. Men are men. If you gonna offer it to them, most likely they gonna take it. I think that was just a desperate move, but guess what? She's a desperate woman.
I don't know who Carmen is interested in, actually, because I think
okay.
I don't know. She looks weird. Does she look weird to you?
We ain't gonna talk about that, because I've been trying to figure out if she had, she kind of looks like, anyway, when you have a stroke and like part of your thingum is done, that has been like where I was like, and again, she was in the Air Force or whatever, so I don't want to, it seems like I can bring it up because she is so full of herself. But it seems like, I don't know if she had like a jaw, like her jaw is displaced, but it looks like when someone has a stroke. That's how it comes
going on.
Yeah, but it's kind of, it makes the face kind of lopsided sometimes. I'm all for confidence. I'm fully all for confidence, but she takes her confidence to another level in kind of the way she communicates.
Who don't want a little piece of carpet? I mean, you got to be out of your mind if you don't. You know what I'm saying? You see this beautiful skin, nails. I think I'm a good catch.
Okay.
I really didn't forget my clip. I needed him to hold my hair. I want him to touch because it's real. And ain't too many women on here with real hair. He's mine. If I want to be with Eric, I can have him. You're just an appetizer. I'm the main course. I saw a little Takia in there talking, breathing him. It was time for her to move on.
First of all, don't come at Takia like that. Like, yeah, you was doing too much, way too much.
Just like that sexual confidence, because I didn't think.
No,
other than
sexual
the
confidence
conversation-
is fine, but it's more than that. She's kind of like, again, though, I have to balance this with me feeling like she just there to poke. So it's like, if you ain't really there to do nothing else but poke, do I hold you accountable for not but like, I don't know what to say. At this point now, she getting on my nerves as a person on the show.
What is your ideal woman other than
Damn, straight to it, huh?
me?
I'm just looking for somebody who can adapt to different types of situations, right? I think anything can be solved with a little bit of wordplay. Just talk about it.
And so with Donovan, I've seen some things that lead me to believe he can have a bit of a short kind of temper perhaps, but on the show you're not seeing that. On the show you're seeing
that's behind the scenes things, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, you're seeing charming and level-headed, and to me, I think he's very thoughtful in terms of the questions he asks and the points he makes and things like that. Even I don't think he's had any sexual innuendo has been very, very subtle, unlike other persons who has been very, very in your face.
Mm-hmm.
If there has been any sexual innuendo on there, his part has been very subtle.
Donovan, he's fine as hell. I could look at the man all day, but can I listen to the man all day? Can I be next to the man all day? Those are the things that I want to figure out now. Like if you were here day one at the mixer, I probably would have beeline right to you.
I like the vibe. You're a Cali girl, so
Yes.
I like that. I can dig that. So tell me a little more about yourself. What made you want to go through this whole process?
When you're in a relationship for literally a decade, and that relationship ends, I wanted to really just do something different. You know what I mean? Just really put myself out there. Where else can you date a whole bunch of people at once and like it'd be okay? You know what I mean? Like, just tell me
And so I think he's handled his dates well. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It just means he handled his first dates pretty well.
And he's going to, because he knows how to.
He's going to what? Handle his dates well?
Yeah, he's done this more than once. More than a few times.
How often do you think? What you trying to say? What you trying to say, Tarad?
I'm just saying this isn't
He's a seasoned dater?
Huh?
He's a seasoned dater?
I mean, a lot of females are attracted to him, so this isn't going to be his first time, talking and making conversation, having good conversation and knowing what to say and what not to say.
I mean, you told me it's difficult being the new guy coming in trying to figure things out.
I'll probably put more of a full court press on the questions, kind of get more analytical with it.
Okay. I have pretty left brain and right brain because I have my engineering that I do, and then I have the dance, and I use both in each.
Turn me on.
Oh, I forgot you like this.
Like
Come
that,
on now.
Surprise. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
You know, I've been vibing with Clifton and Eric. However, Donovan, he's definitely on my radar.
Sorry, it's not me and the cake, but
I mean,
bought you
I'll
a
see
cake.
that later.
Maybe.
Well, my wish.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like my date with Donovan has been one of the best dates that I've been on. I was like, Sabrina, would you sleep with this man after a few more drinks? I was like, I probably would. Let me just get my ass home. Ooh, why, thank you, kind
Very
sir.
welcome. With Takia, I definitely can see that, she is a catch. There's definitely a little sexual tension between Carmen and I, but Sabrina and I are really connected on, so many different levels. Definitely want to go out with Sabrina again.
I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
All right,
bye.
bye.
Say, unlike Atari.
Oh, what you trying to say? You trying to say Tori isn't used to it?
No.
What you trying to say, Tarad? Really have it in for Tori?
No, man. It was just funny. I'm like, what is going on? I ain't gonna lie. I really felt sorry. I really felt sorry for Tori.
What did you feel sorry about for this episode, though?
Because,
I thought that it was trying to immature, but
it was. It was. I ain't gonna lie, it was. But I just felt sorry that he actually, that cause not
Precious
Christina,
wasn't biting.
not Precious. What's the girl that he's interested in?
But we didn't really see.
Sabrina.
Oh, you mean because
It's
Sabrina had
perfect.
an interest in Donovan?
Not even that. Like, she's like, exploring her options, and he just
Yeah.
like literally just only made one,
Mm-hmm.
put one effort in, and even that I still think it's playful. Like, I don't think it's like, I don't see no substance. I just see like, oh, I could sex you down good, and then we call it a day, okay, and then okay, never beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if we were just lovers, and literally the organs gonna get rearranged, I'm just gonna be 100.
You and these organs rearranging. So are you the kidney snatcher?
Yes, I'm the kidney smasher.
Tori has a kidney fetish. I mean, I think he's thinking that he has a little baby arm. It's a little much.
I was on the other side of the screen. I'm like, this is awkward.
What did you find awkward about it?
Because again, it wasn't no substance to like say, okay, let's have a
Let's find out about each
conversation.
other. Yeah.
Like she was talking about this more about misplacing kidneys, and then like even the kiss, I'm like, the kiss wasn't even. I don't think there was a time. I don't.
You got a little right there though.
You're bad.
And remember I said last week that I was concerned that his next move was going to be, I'm going to either try to make Precious jealous, not Precious, make Sabrina jealous, or just try to force a connection that isn't genuine. And Precious knew was like, yeah, you haven't reached out to me since we had that first conversation. Remember, even then I said, I don't think that this is going to be a lasting thing, because I don't think she's into him and he's into her. I don't think he's into her. I don't think she's into him. And true to form, he never really reached out to her. He had his pick. I didn't even realize that he was so locked in on Sabrina, really. I thought he was at least talking to other persons or whatever not. We thought that there may have been an interest in Ace. But he after he finished with that date, he was like, yeah, it's just Sabrina. And so to Indira's point last week, he's just kind of locked in on.
And that's why Sabrina. We didn't see any more special time with him and somebody else, because
he
had Sabrina.
Yeah.
And that's just...
So he's next to go.
Yeah, I think he's next to go. So, and I kind of felt sorry for Precious.
I didn't feel sorry for Precious.
No, let me tell you why. Because I think she realized she overplayed her hand.
She overplayed her hand with who? You mean just in general?
Yeah, in general with the man. I think because of how she thought she was presenting herself in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And so when the guys reciprocate with that energy, she's kind of like, whoa, what's happening here?
Right.
And so in that date, even with Tori, when he was doing kids, she's like, whoa, we talking kidneys now? And it's like, but
she had already heard about that, because she said, oh, you're the kidney snatcher. So Joy had probably already mentioned that in Thingam, and she was like, what is it with you and this kidney? And I'm like, I was the same way. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, Tori lost like 1,000,000 trillion points with that whole reference again with someone he had not been speaking to for the whole time, and he should have been like Donovan, having the conversations about, well, what are you interested in? What are you looking for? Do you want to have kids? Blah 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 blah. I have 2 daughters, and this and that, and like it wasn't no substantial conversation, and so that is the challenge. There is like I'm not seeing him have any substantial conversation. Like Duran says, it's just kind of flirty, it's kind of sexual. It's like, oh, I just want to smash. And although I do think he's genuinely interested in Sabrina. And I do think he knows, like, I'm only interested in Sabrina. He may kick himself out. He may put himself out next week.
Right.
And just say, I it's no point in me being here. But then you also have Eric look like he may self-eliminate or something, or I don't know. He meets with Tommy, so we'll see what happens. Exactly. We may have 2 men eliminated next week.
How you doing?
I don't feel good. I'm not here to hurt anyone's feelings, and I found out that I hurt her feelings.
What I was trying to say is that because we've seen Tori with Ace, even though it was for a short time.
Hey, go ahead, AC.
Get it. What y'all come to step 2?
And Ace talked about how when they get together, they talk about poetry and is very
Mhm.
philosophical and stuff. So I think Tori does have that in him. And then when he's,
Mhm.
we've seen him being gentle, gave her the cupcakes and stuff. So we've seen that. But what I felt sorry for Precious is that when Precious said there is this one person going in the men group perpetuating this thing, that she
Mhm.
is this fun time
Party
girl.
person.
And so maybe Tori heard that. And so that's
Mhm.
the energy he brought to the date. Where she was expecting that. He was
Oh,
expecting a conversation. She was like, what is with the kidney?
right.
What is with the, like,
Yeah.
why do you feel like I'm just a fun time person? So that's why I'm
Right.
sorry for her, because obviously she didn't go in there expecting that from Tori. Tori probably heard this, and from their first date to now, he's like, well, let me go in this, see what she's up to with this.
This shot is for you, darling. And
Thank you, sir.
this one's for me.
I appreciate it.
You been missing me?
I have
missing
been.
next?
We're here to
And
be
you over here
here.
looking good, you know what I'm saying? With that leprechaun green on, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Too
And the girl's
much.
pointing at me. I'm just telling you that straight
They're
up.
excited. I'm sorry.
You better make me feel like a kid again and go back to my fetal position.
Moving on to the date with Christina and Demetrius that I thought meant I clap it up for Christina. Anybody who puts Demetrius in their place, I'm here for it. Clap it up for Christina, because she was like, okay, what do you, what are you doing? What are you, because you
Do
seem to
you
be interested.
realize Demetrius always wears a coat, suit?
I tell you, he's
Yeah.
very buttoned up. He's very aloof. He come there. I don't know if he have a clothing line, because if you go to his Instagram page, it's just him modeling. Literally, it's like not him. It ain't him with kids. It ain't him having fun. Like everybody has different things. They have them in there. They have them with a candid. They have them with people from the show. I don't think I saw anything on his page with him with people from the show. It's like literally just him in suits and clothes. So I said he either modeling or he have a clothing line like Cornelius. And that's why when Joy asked him, what are you here for? I don't know what
What?
you're here for.
What?
Anyway, we can talk about that because I have a whole
Yeah.
thesis on that whole
But yeah,
situation there.
Christina.
But I really liked Christina. Christina looked like she's a no-nonsense person, because she was like, just
She got
okay.
sense.
I actually looked forward to a date with you.
Oh, really?
Yes. I did not think you were interested.
Why would you say that?
Well, let's kind of take it back.
Okay, let's take it back.
The beach house, you didn't even speak to me.
I own that. My fault. I own that.
Demetrius is definitely my type, but I was a little bit lost at the pool party. He was kissing and nibbling on somebody's ears, and I like to date with discernment. So I just wanted to know before I even wasted my time, like, who are you?
There are a lot of women that are saying they're interested in you. You getting googly eyes across the table and you nibbling on people's ears. In a way, kind of gave me player vibes.
Player vibes?
Yeah, like I said, I don't know, and I don't want to make the assumption. So prove me wrong.
It seems that you're making this.
Which makes me think that even if her and Grandpa get together, she ain't gonna let Grandpa,
No.
manipulate her.
No. I don't think I ever thought she was gonna let anybody manipulate her. I don't even think. I think give her a few more dates with Paul, and she's gonna figure out that he ain't what she wanted. I think Donovan is more somebody, even if they look like Paul, with more of Donovan's sensibilities, maybe more for Christina. But I can see Christina with Donovan.
So what does your next relationship look like to you?
One, I want someone who's beautiful on the outside, on the inside. They want to build, they want to grow together, and our goals and our dreams and ambitions align. I believe I can have it all.
Cheers to that.
Yes, salute to
Cheers
that,
to having
yeah.
it all. Okay.
I don't, knowing what I know of Paul's personality, I can't see her with him past the show.
Paul.
What's up?
AKA P.O.
That's it.
Tell me what P.O. mean, man.
Pretty outstanding.
Parole officer.
That's what I said.
Post office.
Why post office?
Because I deliver.
My man.
I don't know who I could see Paul with in this show. The one person that I could probably see him with is the one person he done pissed off from episode 1, and that's Ace. Like, I can see someone like Ace. I don't know why he went on a date with Joy again this week, because Joy didn't want him. But yeah.
Clifton and Joy do have more of a connection, so this is going to be a moment of clarity.
We have some catching up to do.
Lot.
It's been a minute since our last
first date.
So settling down right now for me is like a priority in my life.
Okay.
And so part of that journey is having my wife, you know, and
you
whatever.
want to be married.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Paul is a good guy. It's just my connection is definitely stronger somewhere else.
It was a misunderstood one, but
Okay.
it was a first date.
Okay. This is definitely a platonic date. Paul and I, we can talk about everything from music to sports to this to that to travel, but I feel like it's a friendly thing. I don't know. I think maybe that's just how I like it though. Just right there.
Is there a reward at the end of this? Except that you get to take home.
I always feel like the top 3 get like a lump sum.
Okay.
I don't think it's I don't know, but I've seen them say there is none. There is none. But I don't understand why you all would be so gung-ho about getting to the end if there's no financial reward, because I'd have been voting myself out. I'd been like, okay,
because I think a lot of them think of the competition. Going back to the premise of the show, Ready to Love, you have to remember some people think differently. So some people are so locked in, like, I have to prove that I'm ready to love. I have to show the world that I'm ready to love. We don't know what relationships they just came out of or how long they've been in relationships where the person tell them, you know, they was doing this wrong and that wrong or whatever, or, you know, anybody to love you or whatever it was. So a lot of times they go into this to prove, like, listen, I'm going to prove
I'm lovable
and I'm ready to love and I'm going to make it to the end.
I was like, okay, may the best man win. And that's always going to be me.
The woman for me is going to come to me. So I'm confident that I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be here to the end.
And I just wondered if there was a lump sum at the end, because then you locking in on your connections so strongly would have caused you to forfeit that. Which is why Joy was in the bottom, because everybody knew that she was, you know, Cliff's connection and strongest connection, and that, okay, since that already there, ain't none of us have a chance, so why keep her here? Which is why I almost thought she was going home.
She wasn't going home.
She
wasn't going home.
I thought, you know, just said, you know, and Dara shared a little light, but, you know, just on the way you were there, I was like, oh no, they're going to say, oh no, don't send Joy home. Oh, God, okay. They ain't send her home.
Of all the women, Joy is the one person that should not have been in the bottom out of all the women, because she's the only one that has a legit connection. What sense did make the voter out? Because she has a connection. She has done her part. She didn't do, listen to me, she didn't do Ready to Love all the favors in the world, because she didn't been on every date with every person. She didn't been on multiple dates. How she can be in the bottom too? Because she don't want these dudes, and Demetrius ain't make no effort. That's how come she could say when she came into that date, what I here for?
How are you? I'm good. I don't really know what Demetrius wants at this moment. We don't have a romantic connection. I am completely confused why Demetrius wants to be here with me.
You ain't trying to talk to me this whole time, so why are you calling me on this date? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Hear me clearly on this. Joy went there to check Demetrius. I don't care what nobody say. Demetrius, because
bang bang.
Listen, because it was the women's time to get voted off, they sent Joy there.
Well, I wanted to call this, right? Because we haven't had a one-on-one.
We haven't.
So I wanted to just figure out what it is that, you know,
really
is between us.
Do you think there's something between us?
I do, but I don't know where you stand though.
They didn't really have nobody else. So they send Joy and they say, Joy, we need you to go check Demetrius.
Right.
Joy was checking Demetrius because anybody with good eyes know what Demetrius was trying to call her to the task for is what he's guilty of. You ain't make no connections here. You ain't been making no round. He dated AP, and that was probably probably more like a favor date. That wasn't no I'm interested in AP date. That was more like okay, let me whatever. It's a favor date. Let's see. Because we already kind of know she ain't really connected with anybody. I think AP wanted a date with him, though, because from day one, the boss, AP, said she wished he had come forward or he had said differently. So I think because AP wanted a date with him, they set up that date. I don't think Demetrius asked for that date, and I think he just did that right. So, but we haven't seen Demetrius on any substantial dates. We haven't seen him. We've seen Paul on dates. We've seen Joy on dates. We've seen Clifton on dates. That's why I said I kept seeing the same people over and over again. We didn't see Demetrius on no date, and the only date he was on was with someone who was getting voted off. He has an interest in Sabrina, but we didn't even see him and Sabrina on a date. right? So who
Right.
you is to tell her she needs to be more open and this and that and the next thing? You only interested in Sabrina every week. You've only said that in the men's deliberation. You didn't make that known to Sabrina until the week before last. But you were saying it he was saying it, to his credit, he was saying it from the mixer. However, from the mixer to the week before last, you have made no effort to reach out to Sabrina. You ain't buy her nothing, you ain't send her nothing, you ain't call her to the table and say, let's go on a date. She didn't know you wanted to date her formally until that not the mixer, the beach party,
Right.
pool party. So it seems to me like I've been saying he's been waiting for her to run to come to him, and she played it correctly in that she did not go running to him. Like, oh, Precious was kind of moving around and,
Right.
oh, I'd like to go on a date with you.
I want to see you again. Hopefully we can maybe have a date soon.
Absolutely.
All right, cool.
But Demetrius was the wrong person. So I honestly felt production sent Joy in there to put some fire on him. And Joy went there, and Joy had the floor. When he said, me and the guys had the deliberation, she said, hold on.
Wait a minute. Okay, go ahead.
Look, he started stammering from there. He started stammering like, and then he went and he said whatever he was about to say, and then she checked him. She's like, who you here for? What you here for?
I don't know if you're here for love. That's just,
So
and that's just
so what do
me.
you think I'm here to get to the end or come to a finish line, or like what is my purpose in being here?
Either that or start some whatever.
Start some
Whatever.
When it was time for him to say, the guys feel, and he paused. I say he burned it up right now because he want to tell her so bad she's not ready to love. He wanted to vote her off so bad, but he couldn't vote her off because he knew that wasn't what he was sending her to do, and that's why she was looking at him like this. He was like, oh,
I like Joy's energy.
I said Joy wasn't gonna get voted off. Joy is the leading female in this show as far as going on dates and exploring her options and going through the process.
And even personality wise,
Yeah.
I just love it. Her personality is, she is Joy.
She
but
is
then
her
she
name.
has that side like, so listen to me.
I get it. He had a message that he had to convey. I know I came in hot. I blew up on him. And I'm sorry I killed the messenger. No, I'm not. Bang, bang. I was like, yes, yes.
You know, I have to rewind that back, right? Because I had to see, like, what was I missing? Did something go wrong? Like, what? Like, because she just, like, it just flipped. Like, when he started doing that, she just flipped. She said, what are you here for?
Yeah.
Like,
what are you? How dare you? But I felt like that was a setup. I felt that was a production setup. Because even if you look at how she walked into that date, she came in there, like, her outfit was off the chain. You ever see Joy on a date? Like, I mean, Joy, I'm trying to think of the dates Joy been on. Joy came in her best dress. Joy knew what it was. And then she sat there and she's looking at him like this, talking. That was one of the best scenes. That scene and the scene with Christina. That made the whole episode.
Where does that leave me to be able to come into and really make a true connection with? Like, do you even want to do that?
But let's talk about the forest and the trees.
What
like
forest?
I was talking the interior early.
Oh, okay.
Ace.
Why you calling her the forest?
That's what he calls her. That's what he calls her.
Why are you calling her
the
that?
The wind, and the trees and
okay. Nature's best.
Yeah, nature valley.
Okay.
I love this date with her and Laverne.
Laverne, yes. Really finally.
No, because you get to see how Laverne sees her. I think he sees her as like this precious, like princess, sweet. I don't know. He was just so sweet with her. I was like, okay, Laverne.
Hey, what's going on? Good to see you. You're looking great. So on this date, I'm trying to see if she's someone that I could build something with.
You look good in those heels.
Thank you.
I did get you a little something for yourself, so take a look at it and see if you like it.
Yes, I do.
I know how you like certain things for your skin.
I appreciate that.
And they put that as his second choice. But we all knew Ace was his first choice. But his second choice, which was Joy, we already saw a date with them, so it didn't make no sense. We've been waiting on this date with Ace all this time. I don't know why they were slunking on the date. Exactly. Like we were slunking on this date this whole time. So finally we got to see the date with him and Ace.
You know I gotta use that on you, right?
On me.
Yes, I gotta make sure you apply it properly. So you gotta rub it in.
and get it all in. You see how your skin is all nice.
Then when he starts rubbing it on my arm, and I get a little blushy, but that's kind of like what he does. He puts me into like this schoolgirl kind of feeling. So I thought it was cute.
And as simple as that, that's why I say times, it doesn't have to be anything lavish. A lot of times, I see men complain about, oh, some of y'all women, y'all like this. Cupcakes. Tori did the cupcakes. Those were sweet.
Oh, come on, Moya. Come
simple
on now.
little lotion. What you mean, Turan? I'm just saying, when we talking about if you're dating someone, when we talk about like being sweet or being nice, it ain't that you have to go buy them no expensive bag
when
or
we use
expensive
our code
purse.
word intentional.
Right. When you're being intentional, when you he listened and he knew, this is Laverne I'm talking about, that she liked creams and lotions and stuff, and he went and he bought her a nice cream and put it on her hand. Like that is a simple, awesome little thing to do. I don't know what your issue is with the cupcakes. What's your problem? What's your problem, Sarai?
I like the cupcake. No, but that's fair. That's fair. I still, like I was telling you, I still want to see more sides to Ace. Like I do too. I just keep seeing Zen, but I'm sure
when they went on that dancing thing, I wish they had shown. You saw it twerking. You didn't see it twerking when they went dancing.
But it was like it was a quick twerk, like because the camera was moving to everybody else. But I saw her. Yeah.
I was telling him that it's probably a production thing where, because if they see a little bit of your character, they will do whatever they can to just show that aspect of you, to create the character for it to make sense in the show. So they've already pegged Ace as the calm, zen, peaceful one. So they're going to try to show just that side of her.
I know that there's a lot of talk amongst the group. Will he allow you to be heard? Things along those lines. But I can say that I don't get that. He's a good listener, and I appreciate that about him.
Similar to how when Dakia was having her date with Clifton, and she was like, yeah, she's a professional woman, but she knows how to have fun as well. And she was talking about how she went, or she wanted to go skydiving or something. And Clifton was like, oh, really? She's like, yeah, there are other sides of me.
I love roller coasters. I love adrenaline. Bungee jumping, I've done that. I want to skydive.
You've never done skydiving?
No.
I've done it.
How was it?
I had to change my underwear. It's adrenaline rush.
I love all that stuff. I want to do all that.
Really?
Yes.
I had no idea.
You did? See, I was trying to tell you, it's more to me than just the professional side.
That's what's up. I like that.
Clifton in the deliberation was like, oh, in the second date, I kind of now see blah, 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 blah. And I was like, no, but she was more flirty in the first date. She was more playful in that first date. The key has always been very, very, I don't know why they're trying to make her seem like she's so straight-laced. I guess.
I had a good night.
I did too.
It was good spending some time alone.
I was about to say that.
Now, it's one-on-one.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
I'm glad I had my one-on-one date with Dakia. I love our conversations. Joy is still the first lady, but I could have lots of fun with Dakia.
Can I have a hug?
You can have whatever you want.
Oh, don't say that.
Oh, I know that's right. Come on, Big Daddy. Ron, you could speak to this. I think guys can see when a woman is about a business, and for some men that intimidates them, because Clifton is very, very, even in the live, like I mentioned to you guys, I watched their live. He is like, they will be asking a serious question and he can come in with a joke. And so you do sometimes wonder if he can have a serious conversation. That's why I think him and Joy would work well, because they both kind of have the same personality.
No, don't go, Clifton.
It's the big one, Elizabeth. We get in the pool or what?
My intentions definitely is to get wet, but.
Dakia isn't about her business kind of person, and they kind of see that. So I think guys who want to play in your face, they can say she's attractive. They can try to find a reason why it won't work with her. That doesn't make sense, because it's basically, I don't think I'm going to measure up to what it would require for me to be in a relationship with her. They won't say it like that. They're not going to say, I'm not going to measure up. Because I heard Demetrius say, can she, he made a comment in one of the deliberations about Dakia, if she could turn off the boss persona. And I say Dakia has a professional persona, but she's always been very lighthearted in her conversations and in her dates.
Demetrius.
I would say Dakia, because I'm not sure if she can take the boss hat off.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like you looking for an excuse to say, well, she, I don't think I could get over on Dakia. So let me, even with the nonsense with Precious, oh, you want to be in a club. Demetrius just there talking foolishness, to be honest. Anyway.
Because my first introduction to the Kia was flirty. I'm like, look at this girl just flirting her way around. But then I also saw that she was professional and she was tactful
Right.
in her delivery. And even so, she shows that she can come from different angles. Like she ain't just approaching you straight head on, because we saw how she said, oh, hey, I didn't have a chance to, go on a date with you.
Yeah.
Pull you to the side. And so we saw it on those different sides. I don't know what they're talking about.
Have you been married before?
I am not.
Me either.
No.
Come on, look at us. Do you have kids?
I don't have any kids.
Me either. Do you want kids?
I do want kids.
Okay.
What about you? Yeah.
We'll see. I'm 39. I'm getting up there. And I mean, it's possible, but I'm at a point where it may happen, it may not.
Okay.
Like some of these guys who come on the show, I honestly believe they want to be chased. Not just Demetrius. In this season, Demetrius, but even with Wiley to some degree, Wiley wasn't really making his thing known. In the end, he did say that he found Christina attractive. But prior to that, we had not heard him say any interest in any of the other women. He mentioned like wanting to get to know Tiffany, but then he had to explore his other options, is what he said. So, and then after that, he didn't say any other woman he had an interest in.
Okay. When I'm around Wiley, I feel like there's something he wants to say to me, but he doesn't.
You'll find something.
Thank you. Thank you.
I got you.
I see.
Like Tarzan.
Like, he knows how to flirt, but that's not creating the opportunity for us to connect.
I'm just saying, I think sometimes, a lot of times, men in general come on this show just looking to, and I don't know how it's pitched to them, like, because of course they have to kind of, I think with men more than women, they have to kind of almost bribe them to come in. Like, oh, if you come in, this is gonna happen. At the end, this is gonna happen. Oh, you're gonna get more Facebook followers. Instagram followers, and you can build your brand, and you can get to go to clubs and blah blah blah. And the way it's pitched to them may be, you're gonna get a lot of attention, and people are gonna know you, and you can expand your platform. And a lot of times the women, you can have women all over you, blah blah blah. And so they come in and they kind of sit back and they wait for.
Right.
Whatever, because I didn't see a lot of, like I said, I didn't see a lot of, at least I don't say a lot. Paul did have some dates, intentional. When I say intentional dates, Paul did. We like I said, we never got to really see. Did we see? Oh no, yeah, Laverne had the date with Joy. And then he was set up on a date with Carmen, and then of course the date we finally saw with Ace. I haven't seen anything intentional from Demetrius.
I haven't seen anything intentional from Donovan yet, and I don't know if that's because he just came in.
New. I still giving him your new kind of thing, because he literally just really in this last episode got to go on these dates. Prior to that, that was his first men's thing.
Here I am. It's my first gentleman's lounge, and I don't know what to expect. Gentlemen.
What's up, Sean, brother?
So I'm going this thing blindly, but I'm staying optimistic about everything. Just curious to see how all this is going to pan out.
So he's still pretty new. I given him until next week to see, but that's going to be awkward. Like, who's going to let him meet their ex? Because he literally just reached. I wonder if he's going to have any dates with the ex.
I think he will.
But I'm looking to see what's going to happen, because Clifton's showing a little jealous side, and that ex's date.
So we're here. This is your ex. So let me understand how this relationship is.
Jealousy is not going to get you very far.
So you think I'm jealous?
And see, this is why
it's brought up memories of He Who Shall Not Be Named with Liz.
David coming there hot. They say bring down the strength in the room.
I'll be honest, I have felt a disconnect with you. And it really solidified that day.
This whole conversation and you being here and her being here, I want to just kind of bring down the strength in the room right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm an alpha. I don't know how to be weak.
I just have a lot to process.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and roll. I'm gonna let y'all catch up. I ain't like that. We grown. And I want to make sure that grown people have a chance to speak to each other one-on-one without a third party getting involved. I don't think the dinner or this whole thing went off well. We grown.
That was an epic one. That was an epic scene.
You just send me that one, man, so I can watch it.
I can send it to you.
Yes.
Yeah. We can cut the spot out, but
so yeah. I don't know that I'm interested to see, you know,
I want to
what's
see
on that
what
thing with
Clifton.
Clifton for next week.
And people were saying Ace's ex. Did you see Ace's ex?
I
She's an
saw Ace's
interesting looking person.
What y'all talking about?
Talking about you?
Talk about me, but I'm gonna give you some more to talk about.
So you never judge, Teron.
Mm-hmm.
If you see how Ace's ex has an interesting kind of, you know. So I want to see how they handle the ex. I can now say I want to see how they handle the ex's date next week, and I also want to know a bit more clearer what happened with Dickie and Eric, because I don't like this kind of like situation.
We all want to know.
From then on, we hit the ground running. But in an instant, all of that changed. So I will take a step back to make the decision whether I'm going to continue with these guys or not. I no longer want to date him.
And there was a lot of editing, because even in his conversation with Carmen, I was like, they cut some stuff out. Because what Carmen was saying in her confessional about Takia pushing up on him, we have never seen Takia pushing up on him. And she was like, everybody saw it. I was like, well, where was this when everybody saw it? Because you certainly didn't see it in the kitchen, because she literally walked away and left.
And she could have.
She could have. And that's my issue with Carmen. Like, Carmen, I don't like that kind of nonsense where you making up stuff. I don't like that.
Carmen is just playing. Carmen is, and see, this is why I feel like even in general, people have to know where, like, you have to know yourself and have discernment to know when somebody, you know, trying to get in your space or get in your energy, because that's exactly what Carmen was doing. Because when she came there, it took the key off. Like, the kid didn't even know how to respond in a second, and then she had to compose herself and come back with an answer like, okay, well, when you're done, you can find me or whatever.
Yeah. Because I think she thought she was just hailing, like, hey, like, because they knew each other. I think she thought she was just saying, hey, Eric, how are you? And she was thinking she was going to leave. But then when she said she stood there and stayed.
No, because like I said from the get-go, from Carmen's introduction as a boss, I was like, this woman is going to be trouble.
I'm Carmen, and I'm a boss. I specialize in brand management for athletes. I love what I do, but 24 hours, 7 days a week, it is interfering with the love that I need to get in my life.
Girls who normally come with the introduction, it's about, it's almost like they don't want to be, they want to be in charge. Let me put it that way. They want to be in charge. Like, oh yeah, I have this, I do this. This is what I do. Like, what you giving me, like, you know, like that. They have that type of energy, and you could be a boss, but if you have to let people know that you're a boss over and over again, then you really ain't a boss, because you're trying to prove yourself to me that you are a boss.
Okay.
A boss will be a boss and just be. You will know it. You will know by the energy. But her, it's just like, just trouble, man. It's trouble. It's just trouble for the boss. Because you know she's.
You're right.
She has a tactic, and I mean, I love it because she is
like drama.
Playing it. I like a little bit of drama. No, as long as I ain't in it. But she has a way, you know, of asking people about, you know, their personal to do, but she ain't giving nothing of substance from her angle like that you could use.
No, she in the date with Paul, she did talk about her ex-husband being satisfied, and I think they connected on that point where when Paul said, if somebody is satisfied with where they are, I don't wanna deal with them.
What are your deal breakers? Like, I'm not trying to walk into a relationship that could bring this.
A deal breaker for me is low energy, no drive, no pursuit of happiness. Like, if you are content with just being content, I'm out.
I definitely agree. My ex-husband, he only liked living a certain life. I wanted better, so I totally understand that. I think we as individuals should always be growing.
For sure.
I like learning and experiencing new things. That's what life's about.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask briefly, what did we think about the little thing in the men's lounge?
I don't understand it.
I didn't know what they. I didn't understand what they was. I didn't. Again, I don't understand. I think people just take what Laverne does and blow it out of proportion, because he literally was saying, "People be serious about your choice." I think maybe they had other conversation, and he may seem to know, because Eric was the first one that was shown in the edit to take offense.
And I would give the guys a little bit of advice. Don't be scared to say who you want to be with. Express yourself Don't hold it in.
You got that.
Just say it. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about Clifton. Don't worry about Paul. Just say it. That's
Eric,
it.
you're shaking your head.
I'm just saying, I don't need no advice.
Eric was the first one, it wasn't Demetrius. It was Eric who said, like, I don't need anyone to tell me that I'm doing that. But he may know that whatever situation happened with him and the Kia, and he may know some behind the scenes stuff going on. And so that's why he was saying, so the two who responded to me, it was interesting. The Demetrius, who is for sure just sitting there and ain't really make, like being intentional, or as intentional as he could be or should be. And Eric, who kind of was playing with Carmen and telling her she's number one, and then playing with the Kia and kind of making her think she's number one. They were the two that took offense and kind of came at him.
I don't need no advice.
I'm just saying, let's be intentional with these ladies.
Doing that since day one.
With me, I'm speaking. If I'm speaking, I don't interrupt you when you're speaking, right?
I think we need to hone in on the individuals that we feel that we have the strongest connection with. It's that time for us to not play games with people, to be honest, to be straightforward, and to be purposeful. Same when you give advice, you're giving it for the
Wait, I'm just saying, I'm making a statement.
It didn't make sense to me. I, like Maria said, something had to happen behind the scenes for them to be off-put by him saying that. Because someone just saying that in the room, I don't see any sensible person being upset over that. So
exactly.
Between that, with LaFleur saying it, and then taking offense to it.
Yeah.
Because it just didn't make no sense.
Yeah.
It really didn't make no sense. It would make more sense if he was directing it towards them,
specifically.
Like, you need to, right?
Yes.
And I mean, Demetrius never says nothing he don't say anything. So all of a sudden, you saying something too?
I think he's getting the little thing on, because people are probably saying like you ain't really doing nothing, like you ain't really showing up in the process. He loving to go and tell people, oh, you're not ready to love, and oh, what's happening, and da 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 da. Like he likes taking command of. He strikes me as someone who likes to lead and likes to be in charge, but does not like to do the work. That's what he strikes me as.
Does he have to do the work?
He should do the work, because it's going to, as much as Sabrina is all into it now, Sabrina is a person who expects you to put in some effort. So I think Sabrina, it's very early, so she giving him a pass. But she did say to him when he first made his intention, you have to make time. And to her credit, we didn't, after the mixer, we never really see her chase him. She invited him on the date in the bus. In her head and in her confessional, she wanted him to have a conversation, but you never see him pushing up on him. So she's taking the same approach that he is, where she ain't really whatever. Because she said, I see you out there and I see you over. And he was like, yeah, I'm doing that.
Because I was like trying to navigate my way to you, but you're getting a lot of love too.
Yeah,
so. It is what it is. But I was like, you know what? You got to make time.
Absolutely.
You got to make time.
I feel like if he feels like the Kia made with Demetrius, the Kia kind of at their branch complimented him or whatever, and he took that in. Oh, thanks. This man don't return a compliment. I need to hear him compliment somebody.
I saw it in the date with Christina when Christina was like, "Oh, you smell nice," and he was like, "Oh, thanks." He didn't even say, "Oh, you look nice." Nothing. I've seen that with his dates. When the women compliment him, he's just like, "Oh, thank you," and nothing.
What? Hello, handsome.
How you doing, beautiful?
You smell amazing.
Thank you. I was glad to see you.
Yeah, he does not know how to. He does not know how to give a compliment. I don't like to throw around terms, but he's given me slight narcissist kind of thing
I was just about to say, Moya, his personality is very reminiscent to me of He Who Shall Not Be Named.
You can just name him. I mean, but I don't know if I thought. I don't know if I think David had those narcissistic. Let me say narcissistic tendencies instead of saying narcissist tendencies. Like some people say we all have them, but some people have them more than others.
Right. The tendencies.
I think David was
when he had to let go the women.
Yeah.
And so when it was his turn, it was an issue.
Yeah, but I think
So
his
Demetrius
personality reads
likes
more
to
as
do it.
insecure. Like his own reads more as insecure. His own reads more as I'm the man, I'm the head, and he kind of reads as just typical black male. Let me not say it like that. Let me rephrase that for the internet world. He reads as just a typical kind of machismo.
Yes.
David Red is very machismo, not necessarily one who takes accountability.
Liz, let me explain.
No, sweetheart. Let me talk.
I wanted to express some things.
I do too.
I eliminated myself, and I wanted you to know that first.
Why you didn't tell me?
Hold on.
It was almost like I'ma quit before you fire me.
And Liz, man, I wish you the best.
Okay.
I do.
No, David.
Hey, no problem. I wish you the best.
David, the fact that you cannot, this shows that you're not ready to love.
I'm a man of God.
No, I know,
and
but
I
you're
want to
not
lead with
acting
integrity.
right now, right?
All right, thank you, Liz.
Okay.
Because even if I can, David used to compliment. David was vulnerable. David was like, he had softer sides to him. He was just oversensitive about certain things and that kind of thing. But this one is like, he's so stoic. He's so like this. He's very well spoken. He speak, he, like you said, he has some intuition or what is the word you used with him last week?
Yeah.
Perceptive. He's perceptive or whatever. But I think it's perception for his gain. Like I'm analyzing you for. I'm going to put his army thing into the play where whatever role he played in the army. If he was on the battlefield and he had to like analyze things, I just see him as being emotionally detached. Like I don't get any emotion from him.
Okay.
I can't see. Outside of, he was saying like he used to cheat and I guess now he's ready for one woman, but it's more than just being ready for one woman. You have to be ready to be vulnerable. I don't see someone who's ready to be vulnerable in any way. I don't see someone who's ready to lift up a woman and say not only just saying you're what I want, because to me, I feel like it's now more of a competition with Tori, because he was like, oh, you like her? Okay, well, may the best man win. Now, if Tori removes himself, will he still have that same energy? Like once it's just him and Sabrina, what is that energy going to look like? Is he going to pursue her? Is he going to then make an effort? Because he ain't making no effort now.
I'm going to turn it up a little bit more to let Sabrina know exactly this is what I want.
So is there any way that Demetrius could sway your mind into you making him his a pick?
No.
Nothing that he could do?
Nothing that he could do, because I was never physically attracted to him ever. So it would have been his personality, and I don't care for his personality per se. And again, once you're I don't mind you being a nice, if you how you are, I read you how you are, and I deal with you how you are, right? But like he ain't even fun. Like it's nothing about him. Like you know what I mean. Like he's not a fun person. He's a laid back person. He don't compliment. He doesn't make an effort. Like no, not for me. That ain't my type of person. Just even as a friend, no. Like I don't like them kind of people. I don't hate him. I need him to go home. To be honest, I need him to go home. But I know he ain't going home. But yeah, he ain't really.
Same for you and Dira?
Say again?
That's the same for you too? You share the same?
Yeah, similar. Yeah, Demetrius, if there was a Demetrius, he'd be the type I'd call up if I want to have a philosophical conversation, and that's it.
I ain't even calling him for that. I ain't interested. I like the fun of Clifton, but that's too much fun because he look like he don't like to be serious. He don't know when there are times to be serious, and that's what we like. If you take Clifton probably and mix him in with Demetrius, you may have that right there might be, you know what I mean? The fun, vibrancy, giving nature, helpful nature, check up on a sister nature of Clifton and mix it with a Demetrius. That might be a good thing right there. But I can't even say because I don't really like him like that.
I got you.
Because even Laverne with his flaws, I could see positive aspects of him, and I could see him pouring his heart out to Ace, whatever that is, whatever. Like he's been very consistent about Ace from day one. I see people online saying he ain't into Ace. He's been very into Ace from day one. So I don't know why people don't believe that he's
Right.
interested in Ace. But but again, Laverne is not someone I'm attracted to. But I liked seeing him on the date with Joy. I liked seeing him on the date with Ace. Even the date with Carmen, I think he has some stuff he needs to work through. But I like, and I could, you could see possibly your mind changing towards him or whatever not.
Had a great date, had a great conversation. She is peace, she is calm. She could be the one that I can build a life with.
Really?
It's at a point now where we're looking past the process, planning holidays together.
Hold on, Laverne. So
You got the ring yet?
Not yet.
I mean, damn.
If I was on the show, I think I would have had.
You'd have
more
locked the
than
key
one.
down.
So, pardon me?
You'd have locked the key down.
I would have, but I think I would have had other connections as well too. Because I feel like pretty good at-
Christina, you was going for Christina.
But you know what?
And Sabrina.
I think I would have. Okay, Takia, Sabrina, Joy.
Joy.
I would have actually talked to Ace and see what Ace about, But I don't think I would.
You like everybody. You like all of them.
No, he ain't interested in Ace. He ain't interested in Ace.
No, I mean,
in that
I
order,
like Ace,
that's who
Ace
Tehran was. I know Tehran.
Ace looks nice, But
Ace,
I
ain't
guess
nobody saying she look nice, but her energy, she too low key for you. You high energy.
Yeah, just same the way one all at the same time. Like girl, I want to talk about the grass. Like
she don't be talking about no grass. She don't be talking about no grass.
Like that is my girl.
That's how you do things, right on the spot.
Right on the spot.
Who do you guys think are going to be the final three? This is the last question, and then we'll log
that
off.
would have been my next question. The final. Well, obviously, we're gonna have Joy and Clifton match up.
And who? Joy, Clifton, and who? Chuck?
Joy and Laverne match up.
Oh, okay.
In the end, maybe Laverne and Ace.
I think Ace and Laverne.
I'm not sure with Sabrina. I am not sure with Dakia.
I think
Christine and
Sabrina.
Paul, maybe?
I think Sabrina is going possibly. I don't know, because that thing with her and Laverne, that in the trailer, that seems to me like it's when you meeting somebody to get sent home.
Right.
Oh.
That looked like one of those sending home sessions, because it was just her and Laverne, and it ain't no way. Her and Laverne, they have no interest in each other.
Right. Very strange.
And she's the one who walk away, and she had that whole break. The thing. So I am thinking. I don't know. I was gonna say she may have made it to the end with one of the guys, either Demetrius or Donovan, and she still might. It's hard to call the third one, but I definitely think Ace and Laverne and Joy and Clifton are two couples. Now, what's gonna happen with the other people? It's hard to say at this point.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because Donovan is still so new and Christine is still so new, but I can see I because of how I know Paul, and I know I could, like I said, I could see Christina with Donovan. Okay. But she may decide to go with Paul, because if she's trying to get to the end, she would know that Paul is a sure thing.
Right.
Which would then lead Donovan to say, I think Donovan might make it to the end with someone. Now, who, I don't know.
Well, that's our show for today. We want to thank you for joining us. Don't forget to put in your comments and let us know if you agreed with us or not. We see you. We see you putting in your comments and whether you agree with us or not. So continue to do that. Continue to watch the show. Like and subscribe and let other people know about it so they can comment on it as well. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.